is Jessica Simpson Taylor, and it's Monday. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? You know, every Monday we come and prep for the name game, which will start January 6th. So, how y'all doing this Monday? I was tired. I was tired today. Um, and it's really, I did it to myself. I was sleeping really good. I woke up, should not have picked up my phone about 3 a.m. and ran across this guy's page. Lord, at 4:15, I was saying, Jessica, you really need to shut this down. It was just such great vibes. He has great music. I I'll have to tell you who it is, but oh my gosh, this page had me in bed in the dark, just dancing. He had a lot of old school jams on his page, and it was a lot of fun. And I had no business being up, but it was fun. I was laughing, I was joking, I was smiling. It was just really good. So, as you know, with Connected by Heartbeat, every Monday at noon, I come and we prep for the name game. So the name game will start January 6th. And every Monday around noon, I'll log in live and we will select the name from our, very empty box. But it'll have about 600 names when we get started. And I'll be cutting those and chatting with you today. And the purpose of it with Connected by Heartbeat, our Friendship Summit, helps us find ways to connect with other people, as well as just figuring it out, all the different types of relationships that we have, how to be intentional, how to ensure that we're building healthy relationships, and celebrating all the things that have to do with human connection. I do love social media. But in my research, I have found that Harvard and a lot of other of these really, you know, educated, well versed, and heavily researched facilities and organizations do a lot of long time research, right? And one of the things they've discovered is that with so much social media and technology, we are not only increasing mental health, but we're also being predicted to shorten our lifespan. And you know we're trying to be here forever, right? So I do think there's a place in the middle. I love technology. I have said on numerous occasions that if a code can do it, then why am I doing it? Right. But I do also love people and I love connection. And I do think it's important that we learn how to and not forget how to engage with one another, and not just on social, but in person. So I also do friendship summits and that type of thing. But the name game that we're preparing for is one of those things that allow us, though we're doing it virtually, it'll allow us to do games on Wednesday nights for people that share your same name. So Mondays, when I pick a name, and that's what I'm doing here, is there's a lot of different names on these lists. And as you can see, I made them really small. I don't know. I didn't know I was going to have such a big box, because then I probably would have made them larger. But we're going to come and pick names. And then the people who name that I've selected that week can actually join us for a call on Wednesdays to meet other people who have their names. I don't know. For me, it's always a lot of fun. And then we'll play games and I'll give away prizes and things like that. It's just a way to connect and have a little fun midweek, because usually in the middle of the week, we need a little something, right? Because I do love Mondays. I must say, I love Mondays. I think it's a fresh start. All the things you didn't get done last week, you got one more chance to try it again. And then, of course, I equally love Fridays, right? So that is what the name game is for and about. And as I've said, we're going to start January 6th in pulling the names, but since I have to sit here and put all these together into our little box, I figured I would come and just chat it up with you all on Mondays and do a little inspirational conversation. So this week, I'm going to be talking through the suggestions on our cards that I give away during our friendship summits. Last week, we talked about making friends in a new city, I believe. And this week, because it's leading up to holiday season, I'm always sensitive to this time where, we're rejoicing and having fun with family, that we get to see one another and do things together with maybe some of our families members that we haven't seen all year, and we get together for Christmas and Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving is always really big for my family. That's the time of year that all of us come together. And but what I'm also conscious of is that there are a lot of people who this time of year is very painful for them, right? Because they've lost people, or they find themselves in a lot of different situations, homeless, without jobs. Sometimes, companies tend to, for some reason, let you go this time of year. So today we'll cover one of those as we talk about reconnecting off of our rack cards. And it is ways to reconnect after a loss. Now, loss is something that touches everyone, regardless of where you live, how much education that you have, whether you're a good person or a bad person, or any of that we may associate ourselves with. But loss is one of those things that we all feel and experience some level of pain with it. So I would like to preface this list by saying no one can tell you how long to grieve but you. No one can tell you when you're ready to try some of these things out. But I do know that there's usually a time when you've had significant loss in your life that is difficult to even talk to other people. And everything that I suggest is not going to work for everyone. And you may say, hey, Jessica, I know 15 other things that worked better than any of the things you suggested. Please do what works for you. These are just suggestions to help people that may need some ideas on different things to do once they've experienced a loss. So the first one just talks about starting really small. Doing something simple like going to a coffee shop, going to a local park, just to get yourself out and amongst other people. Very often when we are hurting, a lot of us tend to, and I say us, right? A lot of us tend to keep to ourselves, not want to be around people. When sometimes just being in the midst of other people, even if you're not having long conversations with them, sometimes just being around other people and having somewhat of a human touch, it helps. And it helps you not feel so overwhelmed in every part of your day. Join a support group or even therapy. When we're going through things, sometimes just knowing that you're not alone and hearing what works for other people, or even having someone that just understands what you're going through. I'll throw in that as well, with therapy, right? Don't be ashamed to get the help you need. I think that's the biggest thing with a lot of things, is that we give ourselves these I don't know, these arbitrary definitions of what strength looks like, right? So if I go get help, then that means I'm weak and I'm not strong. And we do that to ourselves. And most of the time we put it on ourselves. Nobody else put it on us. We did it. So just remember, if you did it to yourself, you can always undo it, right? You don't have to hold yourself to things that just an arbitrary thought process. I do like to kind of share with you as I'm cutting up these, like some of the names that are in here, just to get you all excited. This I have a James, Jamie, Jean, Janet, Jason, Jasmine, Quentin. So Jalen, there's some J's. So I'm in the J's now and cutting these up. Another thing is about the hobbies that you like doing. Remember the things that make you happy and do some of those, right? Whether it's gardening or, I enjoy sewing. Um, I'm laughing because I remember when I used to try to play the piano and those 4 notes that I would get out, man, they made me feel so good, right? And I could play them over and over again. I just didn't get, much further past those few little notes I learned. But anyway, something else that you can do, find things that bring you comfort, you know, music. If it's helping other people, you might want to volunteer for a cause that allows you to give back or take a class for something maybe that you already know how to do, but you want to, get a little better at it. Or maybe it's something brand new that you've always thought about trying, but you kept putting it off. Or maybe now's the time to, engage in some new things. I think last week we talked about joining a walking or a workout group, a nature group. It depends on, what brings you happiness. Now, I do like going on walks, and I do like to do, go to waterfalls and stuff like that. But for me, I wouldn't do so good going on like a nature trail, walk where it's a whole lot of different animals or something. Yeah, that a lot of bugs. So do what you like, though, but don't force yourself to do something that's gonna make you uncomfortable, okay? Because everything is not for everyone. So just keep that in mind. All right. Let's see. Another suggestion on here is to reach out to family and friends, right? We did talk about when you join a group, sometimes you're able to connect with people that understand what you're going through. Family and friends, sometimes, especially if they have the same hurt as you, allow people to love on you, and love on each other. How about a meditation group or class? Something that you can utilize to just have opportunities where you can just emotionally have some calmness while you're going through grief, and introduce yourself to some other people who may be able to help you focus on the emotional aspects of the loss. Another one we have that, and it may not be that you're able to do this one right away, but maybe join something else, a book club or some type of other social event to keep you really active. And above all, the last thing that was suggested on the cards for the event is to just be gentle with yourself. I kind of talked about that when I said you came up with these arbitrary definitions of what strength is supposed to look like, how fast you're supposed to get over it, how, when you should stop crying, when you should stop, processing or, feeling guilty. And I don't say that to mean that you are supposed to feel guilty, but often when we have loss, sometimes we have some guilt. I remember when my grandmother passed away, and then the day that I recognized that I hadn't thought about her for a whole 24 hours, I felt extremely guilty about that. Like, I wasn't supposed to move on. I wasn't supposed to forget her. I was supposed to think about her and be sad every day. So we all process different things. And as you know, grief is a process. And often you go in and out of different emotions within that. But connecting to other people helps us as humans, and hopefully you can find a way to connect with other people so that you do not further isolate yourself. And that's the key when we're connecting with others, right? Is so that we're not isolated, so we don't feel alone, so we don't feel helpless, and we're able to recognize and remember the strengths that we have, the life that we have, and the joys that we have in life, even in the middle of what we're going through. So again, not a full prescription to heal or cure your pain related to losing someone, but something to kind of help you think through reconnecting with people when it's difficult. Um, and we've cut up some more of our names, and we're increasing. So we at least with this 600 may at least cover the bottom of the box, right? All right. Happy Monday, guys. Might talk to you later this week. Have a great one. And Connected by Heartbeat, we'll see you next Monday around 12-ish for our next topic and to prep for our game, the name game that starts January 6th, 2025. It's around the corner. Have a great day.